ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English News from Djibouti channels. Let's begin with the titles. Our headlines are on national issues, the fifth editions of the Peace Walk held in Arta. On continental news, the third dose of compulsory vaccine and reinforced health pass in France. That were our headlines. Now let's get to the details. The President of the Parliament, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hamad, and the representative of the Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations in Djibouti, Dr. Bisang, have signed a founding agreement for the project entitled Support to Parliamentary Actions for the Strengthening of the Institutional and Legislative Framework for Food and Nutrition Security. The project is funded under the Technical Cooperation Framework and will be implemented over a 2-year period. It aims to strengthen the capacities of parliamentarians in the fight against food and nutrition insecurity and the consequences to make the Parliamentary Alliance create last year operational, inspired by many similar experiences around the world and more specifically on the African continent. The Djibouti Parliament has recently decided to create a Djibouti Parliamentary Alliance for Food Security and Nutrition in order to carry and build a political commitment for the development and implementation of effective legislative measures against hunger and malnutrition. Under the agencies for the prefecture of Arta, the 15th editions of the Arta walking tour on Peace Walk was held this morning in the region of Arta. Many members of government and population, as well as a highly important representative of the international organizations, participated at this walk peace. The highly symbolic event saw the participation of 100 regular and civil members of the government, parliamentarians, diplomats, civil and UN personality, high-ranking military officers. Among the simple anonymous people gathered on the high of Arta. The kick-off was given by Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, a senior official of the region and the member of the government present of the occasion. Several hundred hikers crossed the starting line in a friendly atmosphere. It should be noted that all the participants took 5 and 15 kilometers and many supplies such as water were set up everywhere to refresh all the participants. The Prefect stressed the importance of this work to promote peace and security in the region. He said that he delighted with the massive participations of hikers from various backgrounds. The ambassador of the United States in Djibouti expressed also his satisfactions to participate at the Peace Walk held in Arta.
A very kind invitation today. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the U.S. government. I've just arrived within the last year as the new U.S. ambassador here in Djibouti, and it's a pleasure to take part in the Arta Peace Walk today, which is, I understand this is the 17th version of it, and I am sure that I'll participate in the next 2 years as well. It's extremely well organized, and it's a good symbol of the partnership between all of the countries that are here and all of the Djiboutian people. Thank you very much.
The Minister of the Interior expressed also his satisfaction at participating in the peace walk to promote the peace and stability that Djibouti represents in the Horn of Africa. The Minister of Budget, Mr. Abdulkarim Aden Sher, participated in the African Peer Review Mechanism High-Level Forum on South and Triangle Cooperation, which was held in Cairo, the capital of Egypt. The Minister of Budget, Abdulkarim Aden Sher, accompanied by the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Egypt and the Director of Public Account, they took part in the proceeding of this forum, which focused on the role of businesses, university, civil society, and partnership in promoting South-South cooperation. As a member of the African Union and signatory to all the conventions of the eliminations of violence against women and girls, our country was invited by the President of the Republic to participate in the inaugural high-level conference for men on the eliminations of violence against women. In this regard, the Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Muna Usman, took part in the meeting on behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh. The inaugural high-level conference based on several instruments highlighting the African Union's commitment to eliminate violence against women and girls. It brings together heads of state, American Union leaders in various fields, and key institutions in charge of promoting gender equality and women's empowerment. The private sector, as well as traditional, religious, and youth leaders, also took part. The National Agency for Persons with a Disability inaugurated the regional center in Ali Sabih with a partnership and the participations of the Director General of the National Agency for Persons with a Disability, as well as the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Momin, as well as NPH officials who were received by the Prefect of the region, Mr. Musa Aden Migane. The many installation of this regional office is part of a politic of proximity and decentralization of services. The main missions were to better combine people with a disability in the promotion and protection of the right to ensure the rehabilitations of people with disability in order to enable them to achieve the highest possible level of autonomy in their lives. The Prefect of the region stressed the importance to support and help the people with disability to better help them to be active in the economic and development of the country. The Minister of Culture and Youth also said that the people with disability had a major role to promote the development of the country. As part of the responses against COVID-19, the MP received yesterday morning the consignment of personal protective equipment to maintain momentum in the war against the new virus ravaging the world. The consignment of equipment donated by the IGAD, but also the Europe, East Africa Regional Trade Facilitation Agencies. These hand sanitizers, masks, as well as hand washing point disinfections was given a donation to the directors of the DMP in Thursday. The director thanked for the donation and ensured that this equipment will cover the needs of poor staff, poor police administrations, and many other departments. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Saleh Benoiter, chaired the closing sessions of the 4th IGAD COVID-19 Project Committee yesterday, organized by the IGAD Health and Development Department. This meeting, which is paramount importance was enhanced by the massive participation of delegation from IGAD member countries and partners. The meeting aims at coordinating the actions of member countries, sharing of experience, and the establishment of a digital data platform, as well as other important issues. As a part of the promotion of education and training for youth and for the neighborhood of Hayabli, an initiative based on voluntary work was launched 5 years ago to train young people from the Hayabli district. A new series of training course was recently launched by many young in the Hayabli district in the field of customs and information technology. A place has been set up within the RPNX to host training for many activities. In collaboration with the CM of Tajura, these include drawing competition in which the school children took part, a play on dropping out of school by the theater club awareness racing session, and the creation of drawing with the artist Idishi Artisi on children rights on that school wall. The Tajura Children's Committee visited the Tajura Regional Council. They were received by the Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Abdul Umar, who gave them a presentation on functioning of the Regional Council. The visit and the explanation given by Mr. Abdul Umar enabled the children to become aware of the role and responsibilities of local elected officials. And now let's move on continental news in France, where French Health Minister Olivier Véran announced on Thursday that the COVID vaccine booster would be open from the Saturday to all adults over 18 in France from 5 months after the second dose. This third dose concerns 25 million French people, 6 million of whom have already received their booster, leaving 19 million French people to date who are eligible for that third vaccine. Here we arrive at the end of this news edition. Thank you for watching us.